Alright, so welcome back guys to another series in physics, and today we're looking at the moment of a force, right? The moment of a force. For doing that, we're looking at three case scenarios, right? Case 1, case 2, and case 3. So first of all, let's ask ourselves, what is the moment of a force? The moment of a force is the turning effect produced by a force about a point. I'll take that again. The moment of a force is the turning effect produced by a force about a particular point, right? It is also equal to the product of the force and the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force to the point of the distance. What do I mean by that? Let's look at this question, for instance. We take this scenario, for instance. Let's call this our case 1. If that's case 1, I'm afraid we're going to make this case 2, and we're going to make this guy case 3. Let's make this our case 1, for instance. Case 1. Now, for case 1, the moment of the force is the turning effect of the force about a point, right? The turning effect of a force about a point. So that means that this force has a line of action, right? The point, the distance is going to be from here down, forming an angle of 90. What do I mean by all of this? When we talk about turning effects, what do we mean? In a simple term, we can say the moment of a force, in a simple term, it is what? The force times the perpendicular distance, x. The force, right, and its line of action times the perpendicular distance, x. That's what it means about the point. Moment of a force is the force times the perpendicular distance. So we can say moment is force times the perpendicular distance about a point. And of course, the SI unit for moment of a force is what? This is given in newtons and this is given in meters. Therefore, the SI unit is in what? It is always in Newton meters. And this is the first scenario for solving questions as regard to moment of a force. It is the turning effect of a force. In other words, it means it is the what? The force times the distance. The force times the perpendicular distance. The turning force or the force acting times the perpendicular distance. That's what it means. And we have the SI unit. For moment of a force as regard to equilibrium of bodies, right? Now let's assume we're looking at balance of this order. What it simply means in case 2 here for equilibrium, we're looking at a formula called the clockwise moment equal to the anti-clockwise moment, right? It is the same thing as the force, right, times the distance about this point, the force turning effect times the distance about this point. But then there's a formula to this one. In this case, in case we are looking for either the force or the distance, the formula we use here called the what? Called the clockwise moment equal to the anti-clockwise moment. Right? So what do that mean? The clockwise means that if you have a clock in your house, the wall clock, you discover that it is always going in this direction. So this becomes the clockwise moment, clockwise, and at this point becomes the anti-clockwise moment, right? ACW, anti-clockwise, ACN, sorry, clockwise moment and the anti-clockwise moment. So for the clockwise moment, it's like this. It's coming from here. This is the force times the perpendicular distance. This force turning effect here is this force times the distance. This is our force times the perpendicular distance to this point, right? So it becomes F2, right, times x2. That's the scenario for this. Equal to what? The anti-clockwise moment is going to be this force times this distance. So that becomes F1 times what? X1, right? Depending on what you are asked to find when given questions, this is the formula to use as regard to question in this order. Now, in case 3, there are cases whereby they're asking you to look for the magnitude of the fulcrum, right? They might be asking you to look for that. There are other formulas we use in finding that scenario. In this case, we're going to use the sum of the upward forces equal to the sum of downward forces. That's what we use. The sum of the upward force equal to the downward force. So what are the upward force? The fulcrum here are our upward force. These two fulcrum are our upward force. So let's just call them R1 and then R2. So in cases like this, of which you are going to be seeing question in a bit, is going to be the upward force. These are the force going upward, becomes R1 plus R2. Sum of the upward force is equal to sum of the downward force, equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3, becomes F1 plus F2 plus F3. Right? With this, we are going to get the magnitude of whatever you are asked to find. So the first case scenario there is to know how to solve code problems on a regular turning effect about a point, right? On regular moment of force. We have the force here times the perpendicular distance, and then we're asked to calculate for equilibrium of bodies, right? Equilibrium of bodies on a straight line. We have a fulcrum. What we do is to apply the clockwise moment equal to the anti-clockwise moment, which is this, our clockwise moment equal to the anti-clockwise moment. And then there are cases whereby you are asked to find maybe the upward force or the downward force or the reactions. This becomes our reactions and that becomes our upward force. Let's take questions on these three scenarios to explain what we mean by moment of force. We'll start with case scenario 1. I'll see you next video, guys. Thank you. Alright, so let's look at the first question as regard to case scenario 1 on moment of a force. My name remains Chidebere Christian, and if this is your first time of joining this channel, please make sure you like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. By doing that, you are helping us reach a larger audience and to see how we can grow this channel. Thank you. Alright, so my one question says, using the diagram, calculate the magnitude of the moment of the force. I'll show you what to do in this case. When we have stuff like this, what do we do? It's easier for people to say moment of a force is force times distance, but then we should understand that the moment of a force is force times perpendicular distance, the perpendicular distance. And what are perpendicular lines? These are what we call perpendicular lines, right? When they form an angle 90. At this point, this line is not in perpendicular line with this. Rather, this line is in perpendicular line with this. So what's the idea behind this? The idea behind this is to look for a way where we can take this length and merge it with this to make this length become like this. So that if we have this length like this, it will be easier to perform moment of the force on this. That becomes the force times this perpendicular distance and not this distance. So how do we take this distance and make it to look like this? We can take the triangle out. If you look, we're already forming a triangle here. It's looking like this. The triangle is looking like this, right? If we are very sensitive, we're looking at the triangle. Whatever we have here as 10 meters. Here is 10 meters. We have here 60 degrees, and we're looking for this length. Let's call this length, let's call it P, right? It becomes easier for, let's just call it P. At this point, what do? If you are very good familiar with math, we're going to perform trigonometric operation on this, right? That becomes cos 60, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So with this, we can say cos 60 degrees is adjacent over hypotenuse, and the adjacent there is P over what? Over 10. This is over 1. If we cross multiply, we're going to have P as what? 10 of cos 60. Now we know that cos 60 is what? Is 1 over 2. That means P is what? Is 10 times 1 over 2. 2 here is 1, 2 here is 5. That means P is equals to 5 meter. That point, this place which is P is now 5 meters. It's no longer 10. If we reduce it to this 4 point, looking at that, the free body diagrams becomes like this, right? It becomes like this. It stops like this, and here is our 5 meter mark, and we still maintain our 25 Newton on this. The moment of a force, it's the force times the perpendicular distance. You see, this becomes accurate. So we can now say M is force times perpendicular distance, right? Which means that our M, what's our force? 25 Newton. 25 times our perpendicular distance is 5. So if we do that, our moment is 125 Newton meters. You see how easy it is. So when you are given questions in this order, try to check if the distance is perpendicular with this. And in this case, it is not. Right? So we have to change this and put it here. And in doing that, I showed you in the triangle we had there. By doing that, if you look at the triangle, we had cos 60 is equals to P. Just do your trigonometric ratio. You are going to see how to manipulate the line from here to here so you can multiply to get your answer. That's just a simple trick, right? Okay, let me just give you one more question on this and see how we can scale from here.